Hey guys, Higgy Pop here, in the Hawk's Nest. Thanks for joining me, man. Guess what? It's still raining here in Connecticut, man. I'm telling you, it is brutal. There's Hawkman behind me. Holy mackerel. Scared the bejesus out of me. At ease, soldier. Stand down. You're dismissed, Carter. Yeah, it's raining, man. I don't know. It's like I should join a grunge band or something. You know, I'll get all depressed and sing music. But it's gonna be a long weekend. I gotta, the Hawkmobile, my pickup truck is in dire need of repair. I gotta drop that off tomorrow. And then tomorrow, this is something I really don't want to do, but for Hawkwoman, she wants to go. She has a crush on Anthony Kiedis. And we're going to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers tomorrow up in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And so I'm gonna be busy. I gotta deal with the public and stuff. It's crazy, man. Crazy. But today, let's take care of business. Hawkman, you're the best. You guys are the best. I had real quick. I stopped at my LCS, my local clam shack, and I got these because these comics are on my mind. There's a long box down there with some Bronze Age and Silver Age DCs in there. But before I went into that long box, I had my list with me, and I needed the Volume 2 or Volume 3 of the New Teen Titans. Volume 2 of the New Teen Titans. And I needed issue number 7. And that's it. So this completes my run for this. And this is back in 85, man. But I didn't have number 7 for some reason. And, Marv Wolfman and Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. And those were pretty covers, man, back then. Pretty. And, yeah, I got a case of the, I hate to say it. I'll get to it later, but hold on. Wait till you see these. Where's my, I don't want my buddies out there to get jealous. This is not about, it's not a competition. We're all friendly here in this hobby. I want to show this for Rod. I don't know if Rod has this, Dr. Silver Age. The Flash, issue number 175. Boom! This is the second race between Superman and the Flash, all right? This is December of 67. And as you can see, I got a real cheap price on this from my buddy Jim at Second Alarm Comics. Because as you can see, it's a victim of an Ugats. Someone drew in the Flash's mouth, right? And then someone drew in the Superman's eyes and stuff with a blue pen. That's what we call an Ugats, okay? So when I see the guy, that little runt that drew on this comic, I'm going to say, oh, you little Ugats. You faccio Ugats. So this is the second time they race, okay? And it says, Superman, I quit. I can't beat you. I finally got you to admit you're not the fastest man alive, Flash. That's not how really it goes down. Some bad dudes. These guys, who are they? There's Roke and Sorbro or something. They're some Flash's enemies, and they're from a planet where they're gambling, right? And whoever loses the race, their world gets destroyed or something. And they have the Justice League held captive, and these guys are racing around, saving people. In the meantime, they're not just racing; they're racing over here, stopping a volcano, all sorts of silly stuff. And they don't even tell you who wins. They say at the end, they go, if you want to see who wins, we don't know. Go to page 21, and you tell me who wins. You tell me who wins! That's how storytelling works. And it's the cover's by Carmine Infantino and Mike Esposito. And the writer is Nelson Bridwell, and Ross Andrew does the art inside. Look at the inside cover. Isn't that cool? All right, there they are. Okay. And it's cool. It is a cool comic, man. Cool. There's Green Lantern. So they get all captivated. They are held captive. They're all around the table. There's Hawkman. Everyone, they're prisoners. And where's page 21? I'll skip right to the chase. Yeah, they're stopping volcanoes, saving people. They're running in space. I don't know how Flash runs in space. This guy's fantastic. All right. Let's see what we got. What page are we on? Now he's re-entering Earth on fire. I saw Batman do that a couple weeks ago. He's fine. Batman. That's another thing. I got a bone to pick with Batman. Look at this. Where is it? Where's the finish line? Okay. finish line. Yeah, they say, you tell us who went over the finish line first. I mean, look at these guys. I don't know. This is it right here. I don't know. I say the Flash wins. That's what I say. Because like I read in Flash Rebirth 1 through 6, Superman goes, Barry, I beat you in a couple of those races in the past. He goes, Superman, those were for charity. This is different. So, the Flash is the winner in my book. Look at that. Awesome. And, okay, Shannon, buckle up, Buttercup. I love you, buddy. Look at this, buddy. DC 100 Super Spectacular. Superman. Da, 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 da. And January of 72, Cuckoo Cuckoo. Awesome. There's like a million stories in here. There's the covers by Chris Swan and Murphy Anderson. The first stories with Superman, where Lex Luthor and Brainiac team up. That's by Cary Bates as the writer and Chris Swan drawing. And there's Kid Eternity is the second story. That's funny because you know how I have Nostradamus? He speculates my comics for me and gives me premonitions. There's the real Nostradamus in this, in Kid Eternity. You watch. Kid Eternity talks to all the spirits. He summons Nostradamus. Let's see how they draw Nostradamus. Here's Nostradamus, right here. There he is, in the green robe. He's like, yes. He's like, So then, there's the Atom. The Atom is the third story with Gardner Fox and Gil Kane at art. And then there's Super Chief. That's why I wanted this. And there's a Hawkman story. The Hawkman story is the, that's the one where he's, where is, I got the book. Oh, it's over here. Excuse me, Hawkman. Excuse me. Coming through. It's right here. The Mystery in Space story. This is the Hawkman story that's in there. He's dealing with that guy. All right. And then there is Airwave, and then there's the Prankster. Okay, this is in great shape too. Look at the back cover. Super Chief. The Super Chief is from Detective Comics issue number 66. That's going back. I think it is. No, it's All-Star Western issue number 117. So I am so psyched to own this. What a score. But I got the Hawkman story in here. Good stuff. There's Super Chief. Check it out. All right. That's from All-Star Western issue number 117. Cool stuff. So that's my new pickups. But today, we're going to go over... Look at the way they draw. Yeah, I got a case. I hate to say it. With all this rain, I got a case of the Hawkman Blues. I've got the Hawkman Blues. I got the Hawkman Blues. I don't know what to do. I got the Hawkman Blues. So, we're going to have to go over some Hawkman. November 10th is Hawkman Day. We're going to save that. But I think we'll go over... All right, give me a break. I like Hawkman, all right? You know that. Say, if you love Hawkman so much, why don't you marry him? Maybe I will. I'm very comfortable with that. So we're going to go over to Shadow War by Tony Isabella. We're going to go over the Tony Isabella run of Hawkman. Tony Isabella wrote Black Lightning and all sorts of fun stuff. Great writer. And here I'm going to show you right here. This is the ICG, the official Hawkman Index, issue number 1. All right. These are fun. This came out in 1985, just before the Shadow War. And it goes through all sorts of cool stuff. It breaks down all his villains, right? And then it starts with his first appearance, Brave and the Bold. I got that one. And it breaks down the story, right? And then the Brave and the Bold, this one, it breaks down the story. I got that one. I'm not bragging. I'm just sharing. And it goes through all his appearances, right? And then it goes through all his mystery and spaces. That's the one I just showed you, right? And then it starts cutting into the volume 1 of Hawkman, right? And it's very cool. Very cool book. And I got issue number 2. They had two issues. Issue number 2 of the official Hawkman Index. They are the lovers reincarnated through millennia. And this cuts right through to the continuing through volume 1. Issue number 20, 25. And Hawkman and the Adam and Hawkman. Right? And then it goes into Showcase. The 3 issues of Showcase, 101, 102, and 103. Which is another story we should go over for another day. And then it goes through all his world's finest appearances and stuff. It's great info to have if you're going to be a Hawkman nut. And then it starts with what we're going to go over today. Tony Isabella and the Shadow War. And Howell does the art. And it's such a great story. Great story. And then it goes into in those 4 issues of the Shadow War. We'll go over it right now. It doesn't end there. He wins the battle. Barely. They had him on the ropes. But he doesn't win the war. The war goes on. The war goes on. Let me get suited up. Hold on a second. I got the Hawkman blues. Whoa, yeah, I got the Hawkman blues. I don't know what to do. I got the Hawkman blues. Yeah, so I gotta go see the Chili Peppers, and it's something. I've seen them. My wife's a big nut with the Chili Peppers. I like them, obviously. Yeah, fits like a glove. What do you think, pal? Yeah. All right. All right, man. I got my emblem. All right. Okay. Now, what we got to do is we have to get pumped. And what got me peeved about Batman, like I was saying, was I wanted to see about Shadow War. I wanted to see how many issues. There's other issues I have to pick up after Shadow War to continue the story. I type in Shadow War, DC Comics. Hawkman is hogging everything. I mean, Batman. Batman took over the whole phrase Shadow War. It comes up, Batman Shadow War. That's all I see. I had to do some sort of deep dive to find Hawkman Shadow War. This Batman is taking over everything. So you know what? I'm going to take over his song. Ready? Yeah. Hawkman! 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 All right. In your face, Batman. So, remember I got this shirt made? Sleepy Reader, right? Greatest guy. I used to watch this guy for a long, long time. He's such a... This guy loves everything that we love. He does deep dives on Conan and all sorts of stuff. So I was watching a show from this week, and he goes, yeah, Higgy Pop, he only owns one t-shirt. Here's my second one, buddy. Damien, see? Shadow War. That's a gift from Hawkwoman. And so let's go over it, man. Let's go over it. So Shadow War starts off. Like I said, Tony Isabella and Howell does the art, and Alcala does all the inks. Here's issue number 1. And it says, first shattering issue. And it is... Dick Giordano does all the covers. And he's also one of the editors. This is the space cops version, right? And him and Shira leave Thanagar because, and they take a lot of the technology, and they take the Thanagarian ship with them. And the technology they take with them is the Absorbiscon, which is, you can see them use it a lot. When they go to different planets, it teaches them the language. And the Absorbiscon, the main thing is, it reads minds of everyone unless you're a Thanagarian. If you're a Thanagarian, they can't read your mind, okay? So now, Thanagar has this, a plague, all right? And if you know your Thanagarian lore, it's called the Equalizing Plague. And it just takes the morale and the drive for living out of everyone. Like, no one wants to advance their intelligence or their skills. Everyone is an equal playing field, and it just destroyed the civilization of Thanagar. So that's how they left it, right? And they're in Earth, and they're being their cops. They're not in St. Roach. They're in Midway City right now, and they're doing the museum thing and everything. And they're busting crimes, beating up thugs, like Hawkwoman and Hawkgirl do, Hawkwoman and Hawkman do, and it's great. And but meanwhile, in Thanagar, there's these rogue Thanagarians, right? And one guy stands up. His name is what's his name? Felander. Like the word philander. And he is like, he tells people, listen, he rallies up these Thanagarians. He goes, we're going to take over Earth. And they have like a rogue version of the Absorbiscon. And their idea is they got to wipe out all the heroes first on Earth. They could read everyone's mind on Earth. So that helps them. And they go to all the higher up mucky mucks, all the millionaires and politicians, and with the Absorbiscon, they can read their minds, and they threaten them with blackmail, so they get support and all. So they're really doing this from the ground roots up, but they have to take out the heroes, and they want to take out Hawkman and Shira first because they need the flight technology from the nth metal harness and stuff that Hawkman has, because Hawkman's father is the one that invented it, and they're the only ones that have the technology. They want to take out Hawkman and Hawkwoman and get that technology, and then really start taking out all the heroes and take over Earth. This is the Shadow War, and it is deep. And Hawkman is all alone in this fight, because if he tells any of his fellow heroes and friends, the Thanagarians will know, because they could read the other heroes' minds. So he has to do this all alone. So today, we're going to go over the Shadow War. This is my Carter Hall. My Carter Hall! Issue number 1. And it's great. Great art. And look at that. Howell and Giordano on the cover. I've been a Hawkman fan forever. Look at him. Right? Cool, right? Oh, the other night I started sketching an awesome picture of Hawkman. You remember that? Okay. So, these guys start showing up. These evil Thanagarians. You don't know who they are. They look like men in black. They're wearing these crazy suits. And they go to this 2-bit burglar and they say, listen to me, pal. And they threaten him. Go to the museum and steal Carter Hall's, Hawkman's belt and harness and stuff. And he says, all right, I don't want it, but I will. And he goes there and he fails. But here's issue number 2. I don't want to spoil the whole story. But there's a scene where there's a woman from the museum, and her name is, what the heck is her name? Mavis. And she has a huge crush on Carter Hall, right? And here's the hero. This is issue number 2. Look at that cover, man. Right? Here's a hero named Icarus. And this is those rogue Thanagarians. They're following him. And all they do is, he could grow wings and stuff, and he's flying around having a good old time. And they kill him. Because they're killing heroes. Look, they just... They shoot him. And kill him. And So that's their plan. Fallen angels. There's Hawkman. Get a good look at the harness there. See that? And you know, they reminisce. They're reminiscing. Reminiscing. And let me show you. Let me show you on issue number 1. What happened to Shira? Look at that. Look at that Shadow War. Yes. That's called, he wrapped, after Shira died, he went mental. He's like, all vengeance. He wrapped his hands up in that, they're called cestus. And, so, Hawkman catches the thief, right? And, so then he leaves Shira. And, he leaves her alone. And then when he comes back, because those Thanagarians went back to the house because they knew that she was alone with the harness. And they zap her. So this is what he finds, the burnout mark on the wall of Shira. And he loses it. He's like, Gah! Crazy, man. And that's how it ends. Issue number 1, you're like, what? Crazy. And here's issue number 2. Hawkman's flying around, going crazy, looking for these guys. And he sees burnout marks all everywhere he goes, trying to track these guys down. And it turns out that it wasn't Hawkwoman. It was that lady Mavis that had a crush on Carter Hall. She was snooping around in the museum and found the harness. And she put it on. And those guys thought it was Shira. And they killed her by accident. All right? And here we go. Issue number 2. The Shadow War. Hawkman's flying around, getting even. He breaks into the lair in the caverns. He's smacking people around. Look at him with the mace. And but he gets overcome. Right? Look, they hit him from behind. He's like, go. And he's still getting back up, jacking people up. And he finds out all their plans. That he goes, my God, these are Thanagarians, and they're going to take over the earth. This is bad. And then he has to go to the Hall of Justice in issue number 3, but he can't tell the guys what's going on. So the guys catch Carter breaking into the hall. He's not breaking in. He's a member, but they're like, what are you doing, dude? And he can't tell them. Issue number 3. This is July of '85. Of the Shadow War. Look at the back. Superpowers. Howell and Giordano on the cover. And the guy that killed who they thought was Shira Hall, they strap him to their version of the Absorbiscon, and they start torturing him. They're like, why'd you kill her? So these guys are bad. They're bad all the way through. And there's Aquaman at the Hall of Justice. He's like, la da dee, la da da. He's playing Pong on a ColecoVision. And there's Carter Hall. Great art, great art. Great art. Look at the arm. Look at the, my Lord, what a drawing. Fantastic artwork. Look at this stuff. Yes. Okay, so now he gets overcome by those guys in the caves when he's fighting, right? And he's out for the count. But then all of a sudden, out of the shadows, boom, 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 Shira. You're like, what? Carter's like, what is going on? And they're happy. She grabs them and they scoop up and they fly away, right? They got to regroup. let's regroup. And they're like, I love you.
I love you, baby.
And, yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. Great art all the way through this. I love it. And, they show a little Justice Leaguers. Alright? So they're like, we can't let anyone know because they're going to read their minds and find out. So Aquaman's like, they're someone sneaking around the Justice. Right? Then Ralph Digby's there. Elongated man. So they start grappling. Grapple. Struggle. Fight. Right? And she zaps Ralph Digby. Yes. And they get some weapons. They get a teleporter of some sort. And now they took over Hawkman's spaceship. They're up in his spaceship, the Thanagarians. They're like, we're going to crash into the Hall of Justice. What are you going to do now? So they're like, whoops. All right. They leave you hanging until issue number 4. I got a couple copies of issue number 4. Issue number 4, The Shadow War. In this issue, there's a letter to the editor by Mike Barr. Did you know that? This is all this useless information. Let's check it out. All right. Issue number 4. Man, it is raining out here. And so they got to figure out. They want to get their spaceship back, but he's like, oh, we got to get it back from him. So what they do is, there's Philander there. He's in the spaceship. They end up teleporting into the spaceship, and they keep teleporting from room to room into the spaceship, and they're like, this isn't gonna work. They're gonna hit the Hall of Justice. So what they do is they set off a bomb, and they teleport out in the last minute. So the spaceship blows up, and they're like, that's all our technology and our weapons, but what are we gonna do? And at the last minute, Philander follows them. All right. And look at that art, man. Look at that stuff. So it was a good plan, a good try. And they're battling back and forth for pages. And the spaceship blows up, boom. And Carter's hurt. You see he's injured, he's bleeding from the side and everything. But he's tough. And so Philander, he followed him into the, they teleported back into those caves where that guy was strapped to the Zorbiscon. And so Philander comes up behind him, and then the guy that was strapped to the Zorbiscon shoots, with his last dying breath, shoots Philander and kills him. And so that's the end. That's the end of the battle. But there's still that group of bad Thanagarians out there. They're out there. And so this continues. It continues until... Have you guys ever seen this? I'm sure you have. This is 1986, right after the Shadow War. And Isabella continues the story in here. And it's thick and awesome. All right. Great book. All right. And then you pick up a little bit of the story in DC Presents. I went over DC Presents a long time ago. And this is issue number 95. This is July of 86. And this is the Thrill Killer, but they do a lot of Shadow War talk in this. And there's Superman. Okay. And then we go into the first issue of the New Adventures of Hawkman. This is August of 86. Issue number 1. And this is still Tony Isabella and stuff and Howl on the cover. The Shadow War continues. All right. All right. And we have issue number 2. I got 2 copies of this. They can't fight him, so how can they win? There's the Shadow Thief. I got the Hawkman blues. I'm feeling better already. Got the Hawkman blues. Issue number 3. Classic. I got 2 copies of 3. Hawkman's already lost his secret identity. In 4 seconds, he may lose his life. Nice. Issue number 4. Plus a special appearance by Zantana. Not Santana. Say Koyoma Yoma. Remember Santana at Woodstock? Oh, what a drum solo. Fantastic. Oh, yeah. Lion's Mane, issue number 5, December of '86. Yes. So the other night I was sketching Hawkman, and I didn't really like how it was coming out. So then I grabbed that pen and ink set that I had from last week, and I started inking it. And I think I started liking how it came out. This is issue number 6. We're in January of '87 now. All right. It says, "And heaven help Lion's Mane when she finds him. She's angry. Believe me, I know." Issue number 7. These were great, man. These were great. Boom. Issue number 8. This needs to be rebagged. Boom. It's Howl on the cover. Yeah, these were great, man. Great stuff. Issue number 9. If Hawkman loses, so does the Earth. Come on, Hawkman! Good stuff. And then we jump over to Action Comics, okay? And the story of the Shadow War continues. This is really good. This is Action Comics issue number 588. Superman and Hawkman, Action Comics. And Hawkwoman, for crying out loud. Give her some respect. All right? So this is the reading order as far as I find it. Okay? I did a deep dive. Believe me. I'm sure you saw this around. You can find this. And then we have Hawkman, issue number 10. And there's Soups. And these 3 will decide the fate of the Earth. Shadow War, the final battle. Issue number 10. All right? And here we go. Good stuff. All right? And I got another copy of that. But I could also just, that's the Shadow War. But let me show you the rest of volume 2 of Hawkman. This is issue number 11. Howl on the cover. I love these books, man. Well, why don't you marry him? We went over that. Issue number 12. Will the Hawks be monster mashed? The monster mash. It's the monster mash. The monster mash. Oh, I got 2 copies of that. And issue number 13. The Hawks come home. Murder? And issue number 14. Bolt explodes. This is by Mishkin, Howell, and Garzon. That's the bolt. Black bolt. Old villain. Issue number 15. Boom. That's how people drive around here. They go off the road and they instantly hit a telephone pole. And then I have to handle it. And issue number 16. Hawkwoman and the Gentleman Ghost, Lost in Limbo. And finally, I love this book. This is funny. All right, this is issue number 17, okay? Now, I forgot the build up to this, but see how he's raging? This is so great. The Winged Warrior attacks. This whole comic, he's flying around destroying everything. Like just property damage. He's like it's Mischief Night or something. Oh, it's great. Yeah, he's going nuts. I forgot why. Oh. All I know is he's angry. Carter's angry. And he's very upset. He just gears up and he just flies 1,000,000 miles an hour. And everything he comes across, he just destroys. He's like, ah! He's just lunging into people. A building's burning. He just flies into the burning building. The firemen are like, what are you doing, dude? Then he leaves there. There's the Gentleman Ghost coming back. And then he meets Shira and everything's all better. He feels better. The end. And that is volume number 2. That's volume number 2, man. Hang tight. I want to get that picture. Here I come. I'm coming back. Here I is. Yeah, so I started sketching, and I didn't really like it, but then when I started inking it, it started to come together for me. What do you think? That's what the pen and inks. And I didn't finish it, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there, man. I'm getting there. Let me see if there's something else I can show you. I've been sketching. You know, there's just stuff. I draw stuff. Let's see what we got. There's a werewolf. He's pretty jacked. He's got a gym membership. Wolfman Gym. And here's a guy running. And what else? This is just in the past couple days. Just stuff, just sketching, just working things out. Oh yeah, I showed this to Rob and Shannon. That's Hawkwoman and Hawkman chilling. You know, just talking things over. I was happy how the Hawkwoman helmet came out. Yeah, that's about it. Stuff like that. And oh, here's Hawkman in a mosh pit. Let's see. I don't know, man. I get some crazy ideas when I put it on paper. Is there anything in there? There's a crazy guy with a, I don't know, looks like a red skull wearing a beret. I don't know what's going on sometimes. But, I was drawing like I don't know, something, I don't know what's going on. Anyways, guys, that was my Carter haul. And, Thanks for joining me. I'm going to be busy for the next couple days, but guys, make sure you read your comics. They make you smart.